I wanted to hop on here and discuss the differences between wisdom and knowledge. The knowledge that we chase every day, the information that we collect, does it actually bring us closer to the truth? Or could it be that we're truly seeking something deeper, something beyond knowledge itself? So today we're going to go into wisdom, dive into wisdom. The mysterious force that calls for courage, for risk, and for letting go. Why is wisdom so elusive? And why do so many mistake it for knowledge? Imagine a world where your mind and ego aren't the ones in control. Instead, a new dimension opens up. And that new dimension isn't based on accumulation, but on pure presence. You see, wisdom isn't something you get from reading books, definitely not from reading books or collecting facts. It is something that grows within you, an experience that blossoms only when your ego and the need to control fade away. It has nothing to do with adding to who you are. It's about stripping away everything that you think you are. And even though this sounds intimidating, it's the key. Wisdom arrives not when you fill yourself up, but when you empty yourself out. Knowledge feeds the ego, and it's precisely this part of us that always wants more, that feels like it needs to be in control by knowing. Knowledge has a way of making us feel accomplished, full of answers, and ever important. But wisdom's going to ask something entirely different. It demands that we let go of control, that we create a silent space inside, one where the mind is no longer the dominant force. This is where fear arises because the ego doesn't want to disappear. It doesn't want to lose its grip on you. Ego would rather keep us collecting, learning, and seeking outside of ourselves because the absolute last thing it wants is for its true nature to be seen, and that true nature of wisdom lying beyond it. So what does it mean to be truly wise? The path to wisdom has often been described as a sort of suicide of the mind. Not a literal death, of course. This is all symbolic, but a death of identification with the mind and ego. When you meditate, you quiet the noise and you allow yourself to simply be. You're letting the ego dissolve. That's why those moments, that's when wisdom becomes possible. It's like clearing a garden of weeds. That way something beautiful can finally grow. It's the same thing with the journey of wisdom. It's removing what isn't real, what's been accumulated from outside sources, and allowing your true self to emerge. It's been a long time coming because for centuries, people have relied on teachings, scriptures, doctrines to guide them. We look for books, we look for gurus, history. We fill ourselves up with other people's ideas and beliefs. And while knowledge, it does have its place, it's a tool, not the destination. Knowledge depends on words, on information that can be gathered, memorized, stored. It's safe, it's predictable, it's an illusion of security. But wisdom goes beyond words. It's like trying to capture a flame in your hand. It's wild, alive. It's something that can't be contained, it can't be controlled. Have you ever noticed that people who are truly wise, they don't always have the most information or speak the most eloquently? They don't always rely on big words or especially heavy facts. They speak with a kind of quiet authority that comes from a deeper place. And it's because wisdom is contagious. It's not taught, wisdom is caught. To become wise, you don't necessarily need a teacher, but you do need a master. Someone whose presence ignites something within you. It's not a matter of learning from them, it's about being absorbed in their silence, their way of being. And you don't always need a master, but wisdom is caught and absorbed, and having someone like that can help. Which brings me to Why would anyone want to pursue wisdom over knowledge? Because of the appeal of knowledge. You can see that it's usually quantifiable. It gives us credentials. It fills us with answers. And on the other hand, wisdom demands this courage. It takes us into the unknown. It demands that we leave behind what we think we know. To move into wisdom is really risky because it's stepping into a territory where logic no longer dominates, where these familiar structures of the mind don't serve you. Wisdom is not a matter of intellect, it's a matter of the heart. And once you taste a drop of wisdom, knowledge pales in comparison. Knowledge begins to look trivial, almost like a game of collecting words and ideals that don't quite satisfy you. Once wisdom is awakened within you, once it changes how you see everything, you begin to sense all of these limitations of knowledge. It creates this illusion of understanding without ever touching the real essence of life. And perhaps one of the best illustrations of this can be seen in a story. There's a story of a man named Zalewski. Well, he's not a man, he's a boy. He's a delivery boy at a pet shop, and he's tasked with delivering a rabbit to a customer, and he carefully writes down the address, Mr. Brown, Route 2, Box 4. He keeps repeating it so he doesn't forget it, but along the way, he ends up hitting a bump in the road, and the rabbit escapes, darting off into a field. Zalewski stands there, laughing, amused by the rabbit's wild run, thinking to himself, he doesn't know where he's going, because I've got the address in my pocket. Now, in the same exact way, knowledgeable man believes he knows where he's going. He has all the answers in his pocket, so to speak. But does he truly understand? Or is he simply clutching words and concepts while the spirit, the essence of life, escapes him? And that is the danger of relying on knowledge alone. We can miss the actual experience. Words are only useful if we can see through them to the spirit that they attempt to describe. Zalewski holding on to an address while the actual destination slips away. Many religious followers today are like Zalewski. They hold on to these scriptures. They repeat words, verses. They manifest with their mind, convinced that they possess the truth or some esoteric secret. They know the names, they know the places, they know the doctrines, but do they know the spirit behind them? True wisdom has nothing to do with reciting words of Jesus or Buddha or Moses. It's about embodying the truth that they have discovered. It's a direct connection, an inner relationship with the divine. Because without this, we're only scratching on the surface, believing in the hollow shell of words, and we're missing the true spirit within. Wisdom is an interior phenomenon. It's a discovery of the spirit, a realization that everything you seek is already within you. The entire history of existence, every truth ever realized, lives in you, lives in each of us. Wisdom can't be true, it can't be untrue, it simply is. It's like light, it cannot be darkness. Like love, it cannot be hate. Consider how enlightened masters, as we say, have always been cautious about imparting wisdom. They speak, yes, but their words are meant to point us. They're meant to point us towards silence. They use language not to give us answers, but to guide us to a place where answers become unnecessary. The paradox is that their words are meant to lead us to a wordless state, a place of pure awareness, of direct experience. So if you find yourself endlessly chasing knowledge, collecting facts, and storing useless information, perhaps it's time to pause. Wisdom, unlike knowledge, doesn't come from gathering more. It comes from actually letting go. It's a deeper connection within. From the courage to step into the unknown, to sit with the silence, to be yourself in stillness. And only then will you discover a truth that no book can offer, a wisdom that no teacher can give. And in the end, the choice is yours, to continue accumulating or to start letting go. Will you seek comfort in knowledge? Will you dare to taste the freedom of wisdom? With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time, peace.